many different ways can I start a video this month, right? Like between the thrift stores and the mess and this random spot and my Bronco. You can tell it's been quite the end of the year. So, hello and welcome. I thought it would be a little cathartic, especially after last video, to, film me setting up my wall of accountability, because, we are in the room that we are starting the year at in order to get the mess down, which I will show you where we're at. So that way we're all going into 2024 with level set expectations, because part of the reason why I do YouTube is to help keep me accountable, which is also why I do the wall of accountability. Speaking of accountability, one of my first goals for 2024 was to do 50 whatnots in 2024. And my thought process was on Mondays I will go to the bins, do a bin haul, wash everything, and have it ready to go for Thursday. Well, that's not going to work the first week of January for two reasons. One, the bins is closed tomorrow because it's New Year's Day. And two, Thursday, there is an appointment happening. I have mentioned in multiple videos this month that life has been very hard the last couple of months. And there is an appointment that has been scheduled for Thursday that I am not going to function that day at all on Thursday. So I was just like, well, this is just overall just not going to work. Thursday, it's just not going to work because Monday I can't go to the bin, so I'd have to like start my year off with altered plans because I would be going on a day that I didn't plan to go, and then try to squish it in order, and then try to perform on a day which I know that I am going to be mentally and emotionally and physically not able to do anything. So that's setting myself up for failure at the beginning of the year. And we don't want to do that because 2024 is going to be a year of success. So I will just have to do a double auction some other time, like after I get my schedule set and we are good. So I will still do 50, it just won't start next week. So, there is that. So again, if you are new here and haven't seen my other videos with the goals 2024, which I will link up above, is for the first quarter, I hope you guys can hear me. For the first quarter, I am going to list 15 items a day, every day, for January, February, and March. And in addition to listing those 15 items, I'm going to actually keep track of like the dollar amount I've added to my store with those 15 items. So, some days will be more or less. But the reason why I'm keeping track of that is because, I need to make a set dollar amount to continue reselling full time. And so I think it was, Courtney at Common Tags maybe that said it. Or she's like, actually I think a couple of resellers have said some variation of this. I think I heard Tommy Bernard say something like this. I think I've heard Paul from Philly Flipper say something like this, where it's like, you can't expect to list, $100 worth of stuff and then to sell $300 worth of stuff. Like, that just doesn't work. That's like not how math works. Unless, you're someone who has a super high sell-through rate store. Like, you're someone who's able to source 300 to 400% sell-through items, so you literally don't feel like you're going to hold on to anything. But I don't have that business model, so that is an unrealistic expectation for me. I want to see if it makes a difference, if it's more the listing, the number listing that is important over the course of the year, or if it's the dollar amount that's important, and which one of the two I need to focus on. So I'm going to focus on the numbers first, the number of items first, and see if that gets me where I need to go, but also keep track of the dollar amount. And then if that's not where I need to be, then we will adjust it. Again, goals can be changed based on how things are going. But I need a place to start, and I did notice that on days where, you know, I sold a whole bunch of stuff and the next day I listed a whole bunch of stuff, I just kept selling a whole bunch of stuff. So that is why we're starting with numbers first, and also just keep tracking of the dollar amount. All right, so we're gonna do January, and then 2024. Okay, so this now has all the numbers on it. I know that was super riveting for you guys to watch me do, but I know that you guys have missed Welcome to the Wall of Accountability, or at least those of you that have been here for a while. So it is coming back. I will do the monthly check-ins again. It now exists, and you will see how it's going to change a little bit better once I actually start adding to it. But let me show you the update on the mess. I'm re-showing you all the mess that we are starting with. Again, this is the room that I film in. There is Miss Moxie in my normal seat. So this is that really old Thriftmas video that never got shown, the thread-up box, some random stuff I've thrown on top of the thread-up box, the shoes that my aunt gifted me, Miss Moxie, who is demanding all of the pets. Here's a little bit of stuff that I did last time I started redoing this, and there's her butt. You can see that the progress has been made here, where this is now actually all listed. The stuff that was draped over here is now all listed. So yay. And then of course all the stuff that my aunt gifted me is at the end here. My friend Donna actually did come over and bought 4 of them from me because she had to give me money. She could have just had them, but she gave me money because she wants to support me. So just to give you guys a little bit of scope, so from this bar to the tippy end is 33 pieces of clothing, okay? So if you just like do that a couple of times and then the end, that's why I'm saying like it's roughly 150 pieces of clothing per side, which is why I said it's a lot. And of course the books are now gone. Nick Cage is still here because he brings me joy. Karen is still here because she helps me work. The addition, besides the clothing that my aunt gifted me, is this basket. Because this is a basket of all clean stuff from Thriftmas. This was actually in the hallway that you have to walk in to get here. And I was like, why would I'm not going to do the hallway. There's nothing else in the hallway other than this basket of clothing. That doesn't make any sense. So I have moved this basket in here. And then we have that container behind the basket. So that's why I said this is going to be the most arduous out of all of them, because it's all clothing. A lot of it is, you know, dresses or stuff that takes a while to list or is vintage, so it's definitely going to need Miss Karen here. So there's a lot in here now. There's, you know, at least, I'd say between the 2 baskets of clothing, the 1 bag of clothing, the thread-up box, and the double rack, I would say I have 500 pieces of clothing in here, which is a lot of clothing, and at least 500 items. So that means like if I'm listing 15 items a day in January, then my reasonable expectation is that I will be done by the middle of February of this room. And that is when I can have the reward of going and thrifting again. But you also have to understand that I will also need to be listing all of the stuff that I'm bringing in when I do the bin strip that doesn't sell on the whatnots. So the actual expectation will be more like this is going to take through to February. So hopefully you guys will be here for that. And that's also not including the fact that I know that when I go through some of these items, they're going to have to be repaired, and that's going to take a while. So I am going to take the suggestion from a viewer where everything that needs to be worked on, so for example, this thing that I need to learn how to do needlepoint, so that way I can visibly mend this in a way that looks like it's on purpose because it has needlepoint in the front. I am going to probably take that thread up box. I'm going to empty it out and hang all that stuff up on the double rack because I still have just a little bit of room. And then use that thread-up box and take stuff off of the rack that is projects that I can do. I also know that some of the items, when I actually like get to them and see them again after, you know, some of these items have been on here for 2 or 3 years, be like, not today, Satan, and just donate it. So it's not just going to be, I have to list all of the stuff. No, it is this something that I want to turn profits into projects? Is it something that is going to list and make me money? Is it something I could take it to a buy, sell, trade? Because that's also an option. Or is it, you know, do I just need to let it go? Be like Elsa and just let it go, because, you know, especially with like the vintage stuff from that vintage buyout that's on both sides, you know, I've made thousands of dollars off of that buyout by this point, because, you know, I had, not only did I immediately get my money back from that buyout just doing whatnot when I got it, I have like sold at this point, you know, at least 50 to 100 pieces of it by this point. So, and all of them for like between $15 to $40, just depending on the piece. So yeah, I've made more than enough money off of that. You know, if I come across something where I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with it, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to try not to feel bad about that. But that's where we are. This is the room. I know once I get this room done, this will be the heaviest room out of all of them to fix. Well, not fix, well, to empty out. And the great thing is that once I get this room emptied and I get this rack freed up, it's going to make doing literally everything else easier, because I can take this rack once it's empty and move it into a different room that has clothes, because this is not the only room that has clothes, and hang all the stuff up, because I'll have hangers free and I will have space. It'll be much easier to film and photograph in this room, because right now it's a struggle to, like, really long items to photograph them. Because the double rack's in the way. So sometimes I'm standing on my tiptoes with my phone like this, trying to get the right angle because the rack's in the way, and I can't move the rack because it's got 300 pieces and pounds of clothing on it. So yeah, I feel like this will make me feel so amazing, and would be a great way to start out 2024, is getting this room done and getting this room emptied and getting all this stuff listed and getting you guys to come along with me. I just want to say a thank you to everyone that watched yesterday's video. I was just at such a low point yesterday because everything, again, the personal life stuff's really hard right now, and and then I was having a lot of technical difficulties with my cameras, not wanting to talk to my partner's computer. And then like just physical difficulties because I ordered the wrong thing to fix the purse, and so I was trying to do something else and it just looked ugly. So even if I was able to upload the video yesterday, I still might not have uploaded it because I didn't like the fix that I did. I still don't like it. I still am waiting for, I ordered something else. So I was just having a hard day yesterday, and I just appreciate everybody's lovely comments. I'm trying to get to them all, but it'll take a little while. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your feedback. Thank you for those of you that watched any of the videos this last month. This has been quite the month. I have never done this before. I have never uploaded a video every day for an entire month. I honestly did not think I physically could do that. So you can see, obviously we're the last day and I have run out of energy to do anything really intense other than to, here's my mess. I got the calendar ready and let me just talk to the camera again. So thank you guys so much. I will do a dive into my analytics for the month, so that way those of you that are curious about YouTube can see that, and those of you that aren't, you can just skip that video. Again, you do you. I will see you guys sometime this next week. because we're done with daily videos. I also figured I needed to at least film something to say, hey, those of you who've gotten used to daily videos, sucks to be you. I'm sorry. That's not a nice way to put that. But yeah, we're done with the daily videos. This has been, I feel, despite how defeated I sounded yesterday, I am really proud of myself for uploading something every day. I honestly didn't think I could do that. 31 days of daily uploads, and you know, thankfully I've got 11 more months to forget how painful this was to where I might want to do Thriftmas again next year. So I will see you guys in another video whenever that video is, and until then, Happy New Year. I hope that you have set some good goals for 2024 for yourself. If you haven't and you don't want to, I just hope you have a good night, and give someone you love a hug, or a fur baby you love some kisses and treats, and you know, treat yourself as well. And let's all work our hardest to make 2024 an awesome year. See you next year. Bye.